Today I want to share with you one movement that I teach every week, all the time, and it's very simple, but it never fails that someone who has been having some low back pain, usually when they do this movement, they do it in a different way that I'm about to teach you, and it really helps. So I just thought I need to share this with everyone because it's so simple, but it might just totally change how you practice this pose. Have you thought of what the pose is yet? It's bridge pose. So let me show you how you might be doing bridge pose normally. So you might have your arms down by your side, legs bent, right, like always, and then you lift up in the bridge here. And hopefully you can see that right here, my low back is kind of in an arch, like it's curved here, so that I'm tilted in my pelvis. And then I might really be arching in my back, wiggle the shoulders up underneath me, interlace the hands behind the back, and this is our bridge, right? Which is good. Like this can be really, like this feels fine for me. Some people, this type of bridge feels great for, it feels fine. It's a good backbend. For other people, not so much. So it just really depends, and it depends on how you're feeling in the day. So I'm going to show you another way to do bridge pose that looks less fancy. It looks less big, right? But for some of you, this will feel better. So you start with same setup, but then you press your low back into the floor. So you take your pelvis and you kind of tuck it under, pressing the low back into the floor, and then keeping your back ribs on the floor. So keeping your upper back on the floor, and then you lift up. So it's a lot less high, so it's not as big of a movement as the previous bridge pose, but now I'm working the glutes and I'm lengthening in my low back. I'm not arching into the low back. And for people who have any sensitivities or achiness or pain even in the low back, this version of bridge pose is usually going to be better and more effective, because also now we're strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit more. So that's it, just a little tiny, it just starts with tucking your pelvis under, lifting up, keeping the ribs down in your bridge instead of being arched in your back, lifting up, and then trying to lift as high as you possibly can to come into bridge. So it's just a little difference, just try it and see how it feels. And if bridge is just one of those movements that hasn't felt good for you, try it this way and see if it feels better. All right, let me know how it goes. Take care.